A new school year means a fresh start. For families that are looking for a new path to help their child succeed, K-12 could be the perfect fit. K-12 powered schools offer tuition-free, accredited, online public education for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. They know learning isn't one size fits all and will meet your child where they are. K-12 has been a leader in online education for over 25 years. They provide everything a student needs to feel safe, motivated, and thrive in their learning environment. With flexible education options tailored to each child's needs, interests, and goals for the future. K-12's dedicated teachers are trained in virtual instruction and provide real-time support. Plus, students will belong to a vibrant online community with opportunities for extracurricular activities to help them connect with peers and explore interests, all in a setting that works for your family. See how K-12-powered schools can help unlock your child's full potential. Enroll online today at k12.com/FWD. That's the letter K, the number 12.com/FWD. K12.com/FWD.
Yay Networks.
Welcome to A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast. I am Kellie Raspberry Evans. I am a podcast host, and I am also a married woman. I happen to be married to my podcast co-host, and his name is Alan Evans.
Hello, Alan. A train in the house.
Yes, there he is in all his glory.
Haven't been here for a while in all my glory. It's been a couple of weeks. We took a week off last week.
We did. We had a lot going on last week. It was a busy week, busy time.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back.
Glad to have you back.
I wonder if our listeners are glad we're back.
We'll find out.
We're going to find out. That's right. But a lot has happened in the last 2 weeks. A lot has happened in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, some great, some not so great. Some sad stuff happened too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to touch on that too, I believe.
Yeah.
I would like to get that off my chest.
It's been a week of highs and lows.
It really has. But I think a lot of our conversation will revolve around an event that we went to.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it will probably be about that.
Okay.
We've got that. We also have letters.
Okay.
A few follow-up letters from last time.
Not too much drama. I don't have the bandwidth.
No, these aren't drama. These are funny.
Oh, good.
Yeah, these are not our new very best customer, Good Strong JC, gave us a follow-up letter. So I thought we'd go through that.
You'll have to remind me what the original letter was.
He was the one that said I wore him down.
Oh yeah, and he kept throwing in like, and
Yeah,
Kelly will
yeah,
say,
yeah.
I wasn't on the Eagle. That
Right.
Yeah.
And then he
that was only one podcast ago, but
Right.
it seems like forever ago because we took last week off.
Right. But then he gave it another chance, and then he said, I kind of grew on him like a fungus. Not his words, my words. And now he's a big fan, and then I bestowed very best customer status upon him.
Is he from our area? Does he live near us?
I don't know if he's from...
Is there any clue to indicate that?
I can't remember if Good Strong JC is from God's country or not.
We're looking for, places we can vacation as cheaply as possible. And
Yeah.
perhaps, a guest room might be made available.
Yeah.
We still have to go to Montana to visit your very good friend.
Luke.
Yeah.
Stephen.
Luke.
Okay, we're going to jump right into it. So... About a week ago, I don't know, probably
You were in here.
sitting on my easy chair, or was I in here?
In here where you usually are. And
Wow.
I'm usually out there, way out there in the other room by myself.
Okay. And a textual message pops up on my phone. Bloop, bloop. And I'm like, about that. And it was a text from one of the dads who Dylan plays. He's one of the coaches that coaches basketball. His son plays on the same basketball team as Dylan.
Yes. His name is Kingston. Isn't that a great name?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the same name as Gwen Stefani's son.
Is that right?
With Gavin Rossdale.
Yeah. So the dad's name is Keith, but his son's name is Kingston. Kingston is I've told his mom and dad before, Kingston is so funny and polite.
He's a good boy.
He is so polite.
Parents need to know that because, when I send Emma Kelly out into the world, I'd like to think that she is charming elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
as opposed to here.
I don't get a lot of messages from Keith, but Keith texted me, and Keith is he's in the spirits business. So
is he a liquor rep?
We're not exactly sure what his job is.
I referred to him as a liquor rep, and I don't know if that was right.
I don't know that he's the guy calling on the liquor stores selling liquor, but I think he's more of a boss type.
Okay.
A boss man.
I probably mislabeled him.
I think he's more of a boss man type.
For that, I apologize.
Anyway.
But I think liquor rep's cool too.
Anyway, he's in the liquor business. So Keith sends me this text and it says, hey, and this is Wednesday. He says, what are you and Kelly doing tomorrow night? Because we have an event for this new vodka and there's going to be a very special guest. And I'm like, well, sounds pretty fun, but who's the special guest? He said, that'd be big Jason Momoa.
Yeah, it would.
Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
Like, you got to be kidding me. Jason Momoa? He's
Not kidding.
Why is he coming to Dallas? Well, he and a buddy of his,
his best friend,
his BFF named Blaine, have been working on this vodka for how long? 7 years?
8 years, I think they said.
Yeah.
I talked to Blaine I'm jumping ahead. Let's let you get to that point.
Yeah. Okay. So I asked Kelly, I said, hey, here's the deal. We are going to possibly go to this event tomorrow. Do you want to go? He invited us, complimentary tickets. It's down in Dallas where we don't go very often. It's this place called the Happiest Hour, which we've never been to. So I said, it'd be kind of fun, right? And, Kelly and I have been to these types of things before, Dime, where, they invite us and
there's going to be a VIP.
There'll be a VIP, and sometimes you may see the VIP.
From across the room, the top of their head,
right.
Maybe that's them.
Right. Now, we've been lucky in that usually when we're invited to these events, we have actually met the VIP.
Every once in a while.
John Bon Jovi?
Yes.
Steve Harvey?
Yes.
And?
Dr. Phil. But we've also
Nancy Grace.
We've also been to events where
Emmett.
We've also been to events where the star is way over there.
True.
Okay.
True. Now I have.
So what was this going to be? We weren't sure.
We weren't sure, and yeah, true. Because I was invited to an event one time when Troy was there. Me and Robert. Stop talking. And where I had the most embarrassing moment of my life.
It's probably the worst picture you've ever taken.
The worst picture I've ever taken.
But it makes me laugh.
Kelly loves it.
It's so
you
bad.
You love laughing at my misfortune.
Well, because Troy is perturbed, and you're like, you're bewildered.
He was
just the funniest.
So pissed off at me. No, I think he was pissed off. He was pissed off at the situation.
Yeah, not you personally.
Right.
But anyway.
And I had Kim Jong-un hair.
Yeah, you were looking rough. But anyway, I had just gone to Dallas the night before. So going back, and we live up in the suburbs, just like going back down to the Dallas 2 nights in a row with the possibility we're going to see Jason Momoa sounds pretty cool. Now, if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you know that over the past week or two, we have been blessed with monsoon after monsoon. It's been really bad. We've had lots of flooding, wind damage, people without power. It's been a mess. We've been very fortunate. We've only had a couple of trees. Alan was out there replanting a tree today, as a matter of fact.
I was.
But we've been very lucky. However, this day we were supposed to go possibly meet Mr. Momoa. It was pouring rain. And Alan and I are like, should we go? Should we not go? I'm like, we need to go. We need to go. Because, Keith was nice enough to invite us. It could be really cool, something to talk about. Even if we don't meet him, it's still something to talk about, right? Well, wouldn't you know it? It stopped raining. It stopped raining.
And it was a monsoon.
Like I said, it had been a monsoon. We were in monsoon season.
Yeah.
But we both got dressed up and we hauled our butts down to Dallas.
We did.
In record time. You are going to love Legacy Box. Becoming a parent changes how you look at memories. While we're savoring and saving every moment with our kids, suddenly you start to realize a lot of important memories from our childhood. They're trapped on VHS tapes. camcorder tapes, photo albums, crammed into boxes labeled "Do Not Throw Away" and shoved into an attic. Those are at risk of being destroyed by heat, moisture, disaster, time. And once they're gone, they're gone. That's why you need Legacy Box now. They are the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos. And the process is so simple. They send you a Legacy Box and you fill it up with old VHS tapes, pictures, film reels, slides, DVDs, whatever you've got. Their team in Tennessee carefully digitizes it all by hand. They send you back the originals plus digital files on the cloud or a thumb drive. Ordering a Legacy Box is one of the best things I've done for my family, because now instead of just telling my kids about that crazy vacation I took to the mountains when I was a kid, I get to show them and relive it with them. And right now, during Legacy Box's Father's Day sale, you can save big while preserving your family's history. Visit legacybox.com/sandwich to get started today. That's legacybox.com/sandwich. It's the little things that make a big difference in how I feel. Now, for me right now, it's about stretching. I didn't realize how stiff I was until I started doing it. I love when I can stretch a little further than before. It makes me feel refreshed when I'm done. And you know, a little makeup refresh can make all the difference too with Thrive Cosmetics, my go-to clean makeup routine year-round. Now, of course, their brilliant eye brightener and Stella champagne is always in my makeup bag. Actually, I need to reorder more. I'm almost out. But it comes in 32 shades, and the Shenna Mint Green Shimmer looks really fun for summer. Their Empower Matte Precision Lipstick Crayon, it's really amazing. It gives you a beautiful color that lasts without feeling dry. They have 18 buildable shades, and I love the Dusty Rose Kaisa color. I think that's how you pronounce it. But the best part, for every product you buy, Thrive donates products and funds to help communities thrive. So far, they've given over $150 million in products and cash to over 600 giving partners. This is beauty with purpose. Amplify your summer look with Thrive Cosmetics. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/sandwich for an exclusive 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/sandwich. You can't scroll your phone for more than 30 seconds without seeing somebody talking about GLP-1s. Maybe you've been close to trying them, but you're not a needle person, or maybe you're looking for a natural alternative. Well, let me introduce you to our podcast sponsor, Veracity. Their Metabolism Ignite, it's a natural plant-based GLP-1 alternative that is doctor recommended and clinically proven to help reduce hunger. Just 2 capsules with breakfast every morning. It's all you need. And one of the first things I noticed was I wasn't thinking about food all day, that food noise you always are constantly battling. Metabolism Ignite has no allergens, no caffeine, no negative side effects, and we love that. It's shown to reduce hunger by 85% and clinically proven to help lose an average of 9 pounds in 90 days. We really love that. Look, this stuff is sold out 10 times for a reason. So before it sells out again, make the switch to GLP-1s the natural way. Head to veracityhealth.co and use sandwich for up to 65% off your order. Once again, that's VERACITY health.co for up to 65% off. Make sure you use our promo code SANDWICH so they know we sent you. That's the thing about the tollway. You never know. You could leave an hour early and still be 2 hours late if there's a wreck or something. But we got there actually early, Alan.
Showed up at the happiest hour. Let me paint a visual picture.
It's called the Happiest Hour. It's a cool sports bar in Dallas.
Yeah, it's a double level thing. It has a rooftop. You walk up these stairs and then there's a rooftop bar. Really, really nice place. Lots of TV screens, which I appreciated because the Mavericks were on Game 6. The game they closed out the Western Conference Finals to advance.
But because we were early, we decided to grab a cocktail downstairs before we went upstairs.
We did. And as we're in...
They were very inexpensive.
Yeah. It's like Las
Was it?
It's like Las
2 drinks were like $30.
$35.
$35.
It's like Las Vegas prices.
Just ridiculous, but whatever.
So anyway, we get in the
And then
the VIP line.
But I said to Alan before we were like sipping our very pricey cocktails, and I said, you know, I kind of sometimes miss living down in the city, you know, having access to all these things, kind of cool. And he's like, I'm paying $35 for 2 drinks. I'm like, yeah, snap me back to reality.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we ordered a couple of drinks. We're waiting in line. And we get up to the guy checking the list. He has the list. And he looks at us.
Because everybody else has their phones out, and Alan printed his tickets out.
I did.
He's like, I'm not taking any chances. I'm printing my ticket.
You know why?
You're the only one.
You know why? Because here's what happened. When I took Cole to the Mavericks, everything is electronic now. Ticketmaster, Mavericks tickets. And the parking ticket, as I'm trying to get into parking, there's a line behind me of 1,000 cars trying to get into the parking. And you got to show them your electronic ticket to get into the Lexus parking garage. Do you think that came up with my Wi-Fi experience? So I'm like trying not to curse in front of Cole. And I did not curse in front of Cole. But the lady's just looking at me and I'm fumbling with my phone. Cole's just kind of like shaking his head like, Dad, what are you doing?
How do you screen grab it?
Didn't accept screen grabs.
Really?
Nope. So laugh at me if you want, but that's the reason I printed these tickets.
Okay, I'm not laughing.
Right, because I didn't want a revisit on that experience. So anyway, we get up to the list where the guy has the list.
Didn't even want to see your
Didn't
paper.
even want to see the paper. He looks at me. He's like, name? I'm like, Evans. He's like looking at the list. First name, Walter.
I thought you said Alan.
You're not on the list.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that's because my middle name is Allen.
There you go.
You asked for my first name.
No, it did not go like that. It did not go like that.
It did go like this. He said, finish those drinks before you go upstairs. This is a Meile event only.
Yeah. And we had just barely taken 2 sips. And I'm sorry. I cannot chug like that.
Oh, I did.
I was just like, I was forcing it down. I thought I was going to throw up, but because I was not going to leave any of my very expensive drink undrunk. So I sat there and I forced it down so we could get upstairs. And we get to the top of the stairs and we look over the bar area, and the first thing we see is Jason Momoa. He's on the opposite side of the bar from where we're standing, but there's a long line waiting to get drinks because they're only serving Meile. It's pronounced Meile.
Meile.
Even though it's spelled Meili.
Rhymes with Bailey.
Remember Bailey. Meile. That's how we remember it.
Right.
So anyway, but while people were waiting in line, because they were giving out free samples of this drink, not like the $35 for 2 downstairs. So that made up for it,
That's
right?
why I said we ought to just wait until we go upstairs because it was going to be free up there, but whatever.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember who twisted whose arm. I don't know.
No one twisted either one of our arms.
Right,
we
paid.
We just bellied up.
So anyway, he's greeting people while they're waiting in line. And so we kind of walk around, and I notice his best friend, Mr. Blaine, I came to find out, was standing over there. I said, well, we should go meet him because, he's there too promoting his vodka.
Can we paint a visual picture of what we saw, though?
Sure, you paint it because I don't know what you're talking
Well,
about.
from across the bar, like you said, we walked up and I was like, oh my God, there he is. Holy moly. He's
Very tall.
Very tall.
He's like 6'6". We think he's
Big.
verbally said 6'6", but he's wearing a bowler hat.
Guy
a
had
beat-up bowler.
Guy
on
had
top.
a leather bowler hat
Very
on.
cool.
Oh.
You could not get away with that.
No, I can't wear any hat except a cap. Yeah. Any other hat on me and I look like Paddington Bear. Like those stupid hats we got at the Rangers game for free.
Everybody looks stupid
God,
in
if you want to
those.
make my nose look even bigger than it already is, put a freaking bucket hat on my head. Anyway.
How does that happen? How
I
does
don't
a hat
know.
make your nose look bigger?
I don't know because you look great in hats. I look ridiculous.
I didn't look good in that bucket hat.
Even you look good in the bucket hat.
I did.
You look nice in
I
bucket
did.
hats. Okay, so anyway, I'm like, there he is. 6'6", leather bowler hat on, black t-shirt, cool, like, they weren't Ray-Bans, but they were these cool black shades with kind of a maroonish,
Yeah, you can see
rose-colored,
through 'em.
like, yeah, you could see his eyes through these things. So I'm like, holy crap, there's freaking Aquaman. There he is.
So nice, just talking to everybody. Not us yet.
Not us yet, yeah.
So anyway,
Sorry,
we see
babe, go
Blaine
ahead.
sat over there, and Blaine, they're both so cool. They're wearing like leather jackets and beat up boots and dusty old beat up bowlers. They both have the same kind of vibe. If you go to their Instagram, you can see what I'm talking about. So anyway, we went up and just started talking to Blaine, and he wanted to know, was I a vodka drinker? I'm like, yeah, look at my tattoo. I'm like, that's my drink is a vodka martini. And he wanted to know my vodka of choice. And I told him, I said, I know you're in Texas and Tito's is what everybody drinks here. But, Tito's was started here, but it's not based here anymore, FYI. Anyway, I said, I went to a vodka tasting. I like most people do wine tastings, tequila tastings. I've been to a vodka tasting, and I found out there that I liked Grey Goose, but it was a Grey Goose event, right? And he was explaining to me how they give you the cheap crap up front, which is what they did at the vodka tasting I went to. But then your taste buds get numb, and so by the time you get to the end, everything tastes great. And I was like, well, that makes sense. But since then, I've been drinking Chopin pretty exclusively. If they have Chopin, that's what I get. Grey Goose is my second. He said, well, I'm going to do a side-by-side taste test with you.
They kind of made a face when you said that, too.
Oh, but he was there. They're there to change minds. That was the challenge, right? But he said they've made this vodka to be a sipping vodka. Mm-hmm. Nobody does sipping vodkas, right? It's sipping tequilas.
Usually you mix vodka with something.
Right. He said that's it. Vodka is more of a, what did he say? An ingredient?
Yeah.
What did he say? Or a mixer?
I think that's what he said. An ingredient. Yeah.
He said, but we want to make this like a sipping vodka. And you said room temperature. It can't be room temperature is the way they served it to me.
And that sounded weird to me at first. It was like, I like really cold vodka, but room temperature? Really?
And he brought it to us and we sampled it and it was really good.
It was very good.
It was very good. It was very smooth. It didn't have that burning bite to it that you sometimes, whenever you do a drink, you're like, oh, it wasn't like that.
It didn't smell funny?
Didn't. It was really nice. And while we're talking to Blaine, suddenly look over my shoulder and it's freaking Jason Momoa.
Standing right there next to us.
I think he appreciated that we were taking so much time with his friend. And that was not a calculated move on my part, honestly. But I always feel I've been that person who's been overlooked. And so I don't like anybody to feel that way. So that's why we were talking to Blaine.
I mean, welcome to my world.
Right. I feel for you too when you're with me.
Yeah. So we're sipping vodka and talking to Blaine, having a good time. And here comes up Jason Momoa himself, at least a head taller than me.
He left the line and came over to us.
Yes, he did.
And we just, I wish I could repeat to you verbatim what we talked about.
Oh, I can.
My short-term memory is really bad.
Well,
but it was very pleasant and lovely, and we talked about how, they were scared. Texas was the last state they came to because they know Tito's has such a stronghold, right? And that's why they chose Texas as their last stop. And they talked about how, was it Blaine that told us they followed the National Geographic explorers around trying to find the perfect water source for their vodka?
I think he mentioned that, yeah.
And then Jason and Blaine, because Blaine's from Colorado, he said we got into a little, disagreement over is it going to be Hawaii or Colorado. He said I had to admit Colorado had the better water. I remember that.
Yeah. The two things that I can remember very vividly were Keith asked me kind of off the side, I think while you were talking to Blaine, what do you want to drink? And he asked you too, and you said a martini with blue cheese olives, blah, blah, blah. Keith ran and got those drinks. So he handed one of those to you and one of those to me. So I had a martini in one hand, so I'm sipping on that. And then somebody put the sipping, just the neat vodka in my other hand. So now I'm two-fisting it. So we're talking to Blaine. You're standing there. Blaine is right there. Jason walks up. Jay. Jay walks up.
Did he tell you to call him Jay?
Well, Blaine was calling him Jay.
Oh, you can't call him Jay.
Jay walks up.
Oh, you sound ridiculous.
Jason Momoa walks up.
Yeah, it's Jason Momoa.
Okay, and I don't know if you remember this. I have a drink in each hand. He looks at me. He goes in for the bro, like the handshake. And I'm like, I panicked. I'm like, well, I can't drop the drink. I don't know what to do. So I gave him a kind of I took a couple of fingers off my right hand and kind of gave him a 2-finger handshake.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And then I put the other arm kind of around his shoulder with the drink in my hand.
Oh, wow.
And kind of
couldn't have been more awkward.
Yeah.
How embarrassing
Why
for you.
do I always have these kind of things happen to me? But he came in for that. But he could clearly see I had a drink in each hand.
Yeah. He was so excited.
Yes.
He was just really hyped up and pumped up for his vodka.
So I told Kelly on the way, I swear, on the way down there, I said, babe, I said, we're probably not going to get to talk to him. But if we do, I've got some material. I said, did you know he is a brand ambassador for Harley Davidson? Exactly. No, he does a lot of things, but the reason I know this is because, I ride Harleys. I follow Harley very closely. He has a clothing line with Harley. He's also directed the short films for Harley Davidson. And I've watched them a million times. They're really cool.
Before you ever knew you were going to meet Jason Momoa, you really did watch them.
Yeah, and they're really cool. He's in some of them, and it's just they're just cool, So I said, if I get a chance to talk to him, I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to say, hey, I've watched those short films that you've directed, and I really love them. So sure as shit, I did.
I did.
You did.
Because I was just like panicked.
I knew one of us was going to do it.
I was like, hi, Mr. Momoa. My husband loves your short film for Harley Davidson. And then they started talking about that.
Yeah. And so then he goes, it's going to be hard to distinguish my Jason Momoa from my boss man, George.
You weren't mad at me for bringing it up.
No.
I was just like, I just jumped on it.
It just got the conversation going. And after you brought up motorcycles, then Kelly started talking about, well, I'm a brand ambassador for Can-Am.
I'm a brand ambassador. And he stopped. He had been talking and he put his hand on my arm and he said, that's really great. Congratulations. It's so sincere.
Yes.
He was like, that's really great. Congratulations.
He sure did. He sure did. Another thing I can remember is he said, Kelly said, my husband loves your short films. And I said, yeah, I've watched them a million times. And he said, well, have you watched this, the other thing I directed? I can't remember.
It was a long form one.
Yeah, the long form. And I'm like, no, I didn't see it. Because it's on HBO Max. And that's the reason I have never seen it. But I was like, no, I haven't seen that one, but I love those ones you did with Harley. And I said, I ride, and I know he rides. I said, have you been riding lately? He goes, no, I haven't been riding lately. He goes, what do you got? And I said, oh, I've got 3 Harleys. He goes, that's it?
You have 2.
3. There's 3 in there.
You got a third one?
Babe, there's 3 bikes in the garage right now.
You sold 1 and got 2. You sold 2 and got 1.
Do you want to hash this out now, or do you want to keep the story going?
When did you get the third one? Go ahead.
Do you want to hash this out now, or do you want to keep the story going? Go ahead. You have got the worst memory of anybody I have ever met in my life.
Go ahead.
Are you serious?
I thought we only had 2.
You want me to keep going with the story? So he said, do you ride? And I said, yeah, I have 3 Harleys. And he goes, that's it? That's all you got? And I said, well, yeah. I said, I don't have garage space for more. And Kelly pipes in and is like, that's all he needs is just the 3. And he goes, that's not true. You could need a bigger garage. See, it's kind of like Boss Man, but that's pretty much the gist of what he said, right?
I don't remember that conversation, obviously.
Good Lord.
But I do remember I said that you did the iron butt and went up to Sturgis.
Yeah. You threw that in, and he said,
you said, have you ever been to Sturgis?
I said, you ever been to Sturgis? It's a lot of fun. And he said, no, I've never been. And I said, how come? He goes, dude. He called me dude. Dude, I get freaking mobbed up there.
I can't go to Sturgis.
I can't go to Sturgis. And I thought, well, God, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fun for him, right?
I guess not, unless he
was getting paid.
Yeah, unless he was doing an appearance. Because I know celebrities go up there, but they're probably getting paid to do it.
But I swear, a couple of times I was trying to thank you, Mr. Momoa. It was so great to give him an out, and he wouldn't take it. He kept talking. I tried like a couple of times, and then finally he had to give a toast, and that's when he said farewell to us.
Yeah, Kelly and I were saying he talked to us so long that we were almost like,
we felt kind of uncomfortable.
A little bit, like we felt like, well, people are looking at us like maybe we're hogging his time, but we kept saying, well, we really appreciate you having us and thank you so much. And he just kept,
so nice to meet you.
He just kept talking,
Yeah.
Made a couple of lewd jokes too.
He was not. I think it was just
Are you kidding me?
It was like an innuendo thing.
You didn't even get them. They were so lewd.
Oh, really?
Really? Yes.
I don't think they were that lewd.
Yes, really.
Okay, why don't you give us an example?
No, I'm not going to because they're that lewd.
Okay, why don't you dance around it?
I can't.
Well, you have to tell me off the air because I don't recall anything being that lewd.
Yeah, I can't. I did see this meme, And I sent it to Craig Shocker and Sweezen Shocker because it was all the different hand signals in like the, what is it? The shocker is.
Yeah. 2 in the, whatever.
Right. And the showstopper is 1 in the front. And
I don't need, no. We don't need to be doing that.
I just told you, but you wanted me to do this. Now
That's
here I am.
That was what the joke was about?
3 in the back. And like the minivan is 5 in the back.
Okay.
It had to do with that
okay.
kind of stuff. And we were giggling about it, but you had no idea what we were talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about now. Let's not talk about that.
You told me 2 seconds ago.
I didn't know that's what y'all were talking about. I must not have heard it because I was there. I know what you're talking about.
I don't think I've ever talked about it on this podcast before, but one day I was walking past the windows going upstairs and I noticed this greasy cooking smell. You know what I mean? It turns out it was our blinds. Something about the sun was breaking them down over the years. And who knows how long they were there before we bought our house. We needed new blinds bad, and that's what led me to 3-Day Blinds. I absolutely loved how easy they made the whole process. They send a professionally trained design consultant to your home. It's a free, no obligation, same-day quote. And they've got thousands of options to fit any budget and style. It's not just blinds. They've got shades, shutters, drapery too. 3-Day Blinds even has those motorized smart blinds that work with Alexa. Those are so cool. They take all the measurements. They handle the installation too. And it's perfect because I'm not handy. And what a difference it's made. This is an upgrade that makes your whole house feel refreshed and polished without having to do a big renovation. Right now, get quality window treatments that fit your budget with 3-Day Blinds. Head to 3dayblinds.com/sandwich for their buy one, get one 50% off deal on custom blinds, shades, and drapery. For a free, no charge, no obligation consultation, just head to dayblinds.com/sandwich. One last time, that's buy one, get one 50% off when you head to the 3dayblinds.com/sandwich. Now that I've reached a certain age, I realize how much my sleep affects me and everybody around me. It affects my energy, my mood, my patience. And I've also learned that I don't need to waste a lot on fancy sleep gadgets because one of the best things I've done is upgrade to Boll and Branch sheets. I noticed the difference from night one. They are incredibly soft, so breathable. It's because Boll and Branch's sheets are made with 100% organic cotton that's woven specifically for airflow. Now I don't wake up feeling hot with sheets sticking to my legs anymore. My sheets keep me cool and comfortable all night long. And they've actually gotten softer with every wash. They even did a survey of their customers. 94% of them said the same thing. I love my Boll and Branch sheets, and honestly, I can't imagine ever going back to any other bedding. Sleep cooler this summer with Boll and Branch during their annual summer event. For a limited time, get 20% off site-wide at bollandbranch.com/sandwich with code SANDWICH. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com/sandwich. Code SANDWICH to take 20% off. bollandbranch.com/sandwich, code SANDWICH. Exclusions apply. I think everybody's had that moment where they say, I should start my own business. Now, maybe you've got an amazing hot sauce recipe, or you've gotten really great at making candles or jewelry, and all your friends keep telling you you should sell that stuff. Well, what's stopping you? If you've been sitting on a business idea, Shopify makes it easy to make it happen. Everything you need to start selling is included and ready from day one. When your first customer is ready to buy, Shopify checkout helps more people actually complete the purchase. And when they come back, their information's already saved. So checkout is quick and easy. One tap and they're done. Shopify handles all the technical stuff too, the setup and checkout, so you can spend your time growing your business and doing what you actually love. It's no wonder Shopify powers millions of businesses around the world, from household names like Meile and Gymshark to small businesses just getting started like yours. With Shopify, nothing stands between your idea and a real business, so go make it one. Start your free trial at shopify.com/sandwich. That's shopify.com/sandwich. One more time, shopify.com/sandwich.
Let's just move on. Let's just move on.
No, you heard it. You just didn't know what we were.
Move on.
Okay. So he went and did his toast. And I think then you and I were kind of like,
we kind of pieced out.
Oh no, wait! Before he left though, we got a picture.
Oh yeah, he did the Big Al move where he said, "Give me your phone."
He grabbed my phone. Yeah,
we got behind him and he did one of those where he took a selfie with us.
He did and he was like,
yeah,
like Big Al, exactly like
yeah.
Big Al does it.
And then we pieced out. He was heading to Austin after Dallas. He said they were going out to eat sushi, and then they were going to drive to Austin because they had another liquor signing there. And I think that was going to be their last stop. They go to liquor stores and they sign the bottles so you could purchase one signed by Blaine and Jason.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had his band performing that night at Stubbs. So he had a busy day. And I said, are you going to be seeing Joe Rogan this trip? And he said, no, probably not this trip. So anyway, that was it. And then we just pieced out and got home in time to watch the last quarter of the Mavericks game.
Congratulations to your Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
Closed out the Minnesota Timberwolves and advanced to the NBA Finals. So last year, Rangers won the World Series. This year, the Dallas Stars got to the finals, but they got beat.
Yeah,
So
but they did very
They
well.
got to the finals, the Western Finals. So Edmonton advanced to the Stanley Cup Finals. And then now you've got the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals. That leaves one team.
The Cowboys.
Your Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
On a serious note, speaking of, just yesterday, I was in the Ross parking lot. I just returned
It was
something.
on Monday.
Yes, Monday. No, I was about to go into Whole Foods to return something for Amazon, and I was just about to get out of the car. A message pops up on my phone. It's a news thing. It said, Larry Allen, ex-Cowboy, Hall of Fame member, Ring of Honor inductee,
Only 52.
52 years old, died while on vacation with his family in Mexico. I'm like, my heart just immediately sank, and like the hair on my arm stood up. I'm like, this is not true, right? It was true. Larry Allen died yesterday, 52 years old. So those of you who don't know, Larry Allen played on the teams with Troy and Emmett and Michael Irvin. He's considered by most people as the greatest offensive lineman to ever play football. I mean, he was a great player. Obviously didn't know the guy, but by all accounts, a very humble guy, quiet guy, kind of an introverted guy, but just one of the greatest athletes you've ever seen. The guy could bench 700 pounds. He could squat 900 pounds, and he could run. He was fast.
Yeah. They were showing some highlights on.
Oh my gosh.
Online. Emmett Smith was, I didn't catch it live, but he posted it and he was talking about it and he was just so torn up. And, but he was saying, he was reminding everybody to hug people, tell them you love them because you never know. Tomorrow's not guaranteed to any of us. But he was saying that, Larry just, once he walked away from football, he walked away. He never came to any of their get-togethers or anything. He he just moved on. It wasn't like a bad thing. He just like that chapter of my life was closed. And he had pretty young children. I don't know how old they are. 2 daughters and a son, Larry Jr., and as of, maybe by the time the podcast drops, we'll know more about what happened, but we don't know what happened.
No, we don't know what happened. But yeah,
so sad.
52, that's my age. I mean, he was born in 71. And I was telling Kelly, when the news popped up, I did get upset. I was very sad. And I was telling Kelly, I said, I'm noticing a pattern now because with the Red Lobster thing, which to a lot of people would sound really ridiculous if I tried to explain to somebody why reading the statement for Red Lobster made me upset. And then this news with Larry Allen, it's like I was telling Kelly, when these little pieces of either your childhood or things that made you feel good when you were younger, when they're taken away, it's like getting stabbed, It's like, oh man, that really, really hurts.
Yeah, that's why so many people took the death of Kid Craddock so hard.
Yeah.
Because he was a part of so many people's childhoods. And that's, I had people come up to me and they're like, I don't know why I'm so upset, but I cannot stop crying. I said, because he represented, a very special, happy, idyllic time in your life, your childhood. So.
And, with Larry Allen, it's strange because, a lot of people might not get this or understand this, but, I love those Cowboys. I do. And I make fun of the team all the time, right? But that's something I grew up with.
Still your team.
It's still my team. It's something I grew up with. And when I was in my early 20s, when I first moved to Dallas, that's when the Cowboys were really, really good, So I have those really fond memories of just everyone being so happy and watching the games together, and they were winning, and it was so fun. And, time goes on, the players retire, And then you have these very fond memories of players like Larry Allen. And then when you get this message, like, he just died, it's like, no, that can't be true. It's true. It was true. So very sad, but he was a great, great player. If you're ever bored, if you go on YouTube and just look up Larry Allen highlights, it is literally like watching a grown man playing football against little kids. I mean,
Big.
he just throwing guys around, and they had no chance. But
What did you, speaking of Red Lobster, you got so upset about Flava Flav went into a Red Lobster and bought one of everything on the menu. He said he's going to save Red Lobster and those cheddar biscuits.
God, I hope so.
So he ordered one of everything on the menu, Alan. That's a lot.
Speaking of ex-Cowboys and Red Lobster, this Frisco Red Lobster right up the road, I remember years ago. This was a long time ago, babe, before we met. I went in there, and Deion Sanders was in there with his entire family. Mm-hmm. They were sitting in the corner just at one of those round tables.
Everybody loves Red Lobster.
And I'm like,
those Cheddar Bay biscuits.
It's freaking Deion Sanders. But he was over there with his whole family, so I didn't go over there mess with him or anything. But
well, after we did that podcast where Alan got so upset, Emma Kelly was saying something about, is our Red Lobster closing? And I was like, well, I've got a box of the Cheddar Bay biscuit mix in the pantry, and I made those biscuits. She loved those. Those were good. If you haven't tried them, you should get them from the grocery store. They're very good. Easy to make, too. That's one thing I couldn't screw up. I screwed up supper tonight, too. I keep trying things, and I keep screwing it up.
Okay, I tell you what. Let's bring it home for Jerome, and we're going to do 3 letters.
Okay.
3 letters.
You didn't comment on me saying I screwed up supper tonight. You just blowing past it?
You didn't screw it up. It just, the ramen it was very earthy.
I found a recipe on Instagram that I tried.
It had a very like peat moss type flavor.
That's not what I was going for.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey,
some Instagram recipes are probably really great. That one, it's probably my fault.
I just appreciated you tried.
Thank you. I did try.
This first letter is from Ariana. Subject, Kid and Allen. Hi, Allen and Kelly. I thought about this question for a while and finally decided to email y'all. Kelly, I know that Allen and Kid will never be able to meet, so how do you think that would have gone, and how would their relationship be? I can imagine Kid being overprotective at first and maybe picking on Allen a bit, but I can also imagine them going back and forth with lewd jokes once they got comfortable with each other. I would have loved to have seen them have a relationship, as they are both such special men in your life. Thank you for all the joy you bring to me and the world. Your podcast is a true comfort to me. Kelly, I love you so much, and I have been a faithful listener since 200 BC.
Aw, thank you.
Just kidding. LOL. Love you desperately. Yogurt. Ariana from San Antone.
Well, thank you, Ariana. I just celebrated my 30th anniversary with the Kid Craddock morning show.
Nationally syndicated.
And Kid and I would fight like a married couple, and I always said, just get me to 20 years and you can fire me.
Whoa.
And then he died. After we worked together for 19 years. It's hard to believe. 19 years we worked together. But I don't really know. Kid gave a lot of guys that I dated a few men that you heard me talk about on the radio, but not all of them, because you can kind of gauge who's going to be a good sport about the ribbing Kid would give them. A lot of guys they would just flat out tell me they wouldn't go out with me because of me being on the radio, because they did not want to be talked about. And I could say, well, what am I going to say? I don't want to sound pathetic. I don't have to talk about you, but Anyway, I don't know. I think that they would have gotten along, but I also know that Kid loves to, he loved to stir up trouble and stuff, and he would pick a lot. And I just don't know if Allen would have stuck around for it. I mean, that's just being honest. I don't know. But I think they would have, I think y'all would have gotten along. I do. But like you said, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
But it would have been a lot of hazing.
Yeah.
And you'd have to be really adamant about wanting to hang in there with me long enough to fall in love with me.
Well, yeah, this is hard because it's a hypothetical. Like, I just remember, I never asked Kelly to talk about me or not talk about me. I just knew she had to do her thing, and
I just talked about my life.
Yeah, and whatever happened was going to happen. And
But kid would get us, we'd get in trouble at home sometimes because we'd talk about our lives, and that's, he wanted us to be, honest and share our lives. That's why the show was such a success. But then, sometimes we'd have to go home to girlfriends or boyfriends or husbands or wives that weren't really necessarily happy with what happened. So you had to have a strong relationship to withstand that.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I can tell you that in my life, as I look back at all the people that I've become close to and really, vibed with or have had a good, strong relationship with, I tend to be attracted to people that have big, strong personalities.
Well, then you would be attracted to kid.
That's what I was going to say. My friend David, the magician, big personality, loves to pick on me, loved to always pick on me and haze me. He was like a big brother.
Well, then you'd probably be able to handle kid fine then.
Bob. You've met Bob.
Yeah.
Bob, big personality guy. You.
Me?
Yes, I'm married to you. Big personality. Yes. My friend Jeff, big personality. If I go back to college, I had a friend named Todd. Todd had a really, really funny, big personality. So I'm kind of like, wow, I've always really jived with people like that. So I don't know. I would like to think that there would have been some of that in the beginning. I'd have been like, well, yeah, I get it. He's picking on me because they're doing a bit. But over time, I'd like to have...
dude.
I would like to have thought that it would have lightened up and he would have kind of accepted it. But I don't know. And we'll never know. We will never know. But that's what I think.
I know I could have always said, oh, kid would have loved him. Y'all would have loved each other. But honestly, that's the truth. I don't know.
This next letter is from Pam. Subject, so spot on, Allen. Pam is referring to a bit we did, or I did, that people love lists, the list of things I see on social media that annoy me. It was when I was going through that phase of being highly annoyed by everything, which I still kind of am.
I was going to say, you're out of the phase?
Yeah. Subject, Pam. From Pam. Subject, so spot on, Allen. Weekend and catching up on a couple of the latest episodes. Allen, I thought I was the only person in the universe that absolutely despises that challenge. Looking for a favorite fill in the blank and go has always rubbed me the wrong way too. As you said, why can't these numbnuts say...
Why can't you say numbnuts?
You got to change your voice.
What's wrong with numbnuts?
That's Larry's nickname.
Anyway.
Why can't these numbnuts say, looking forward to your suggestions or would appreciate different opinions? I want to respond, I don't feel like running your race, so do your own research and stop being lazy. I have so many more that annoy me, but here are a few.
Adding to your list.
Yeah, and people love lists.
Of social media annoyances?
Yes, social media. Just saying, my spirit animal. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever used that.
It's a lot. Did you say couple goals on yours?
No.
Couple goals?
No, I've never used couple goals.
Let people say that about us, honey. Come on, it's pretty funny.
FYI, asking for a friend.
I've used that maybe once or twice, but you do that knowing asking for a friend is like
It's
really
when it's
for
obvious
me.
you're
It's for
asking.
me.
Yeah.
Asking for a friend,
Yeah. Like,
I don't think I've maybe done it once.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't.
like asking for a friend. I have a painful, itchy groin area, but I don't know what to do. Asking for a friend. Yeah. Got to change your voice. Hold my beer.
Oh yeah, because I'm getting ready to fight.
Getting ready to do something.
Yeah.
Her baby daddy.
I say that.
Okay.
Because I like that song. That's just my baby daddy. That's just my baby daddy. Don't you love that song?
Take a seat and or STFU.
I don't like that. And they say, and have several seats. Well, how is that possible?
I've never heard that.
How is it possible to have several seats?
Who shat in your post toasties?
I say, who sucked the red off your candy? Same thing.
This is not an airport. No need to announce your departure.
I don't hear that a lot.
You know where I see this? In Facebook groups.
Oh.
So I'll be in a Facebook group for a particular motorcycle. The dude or the gal sells the motorcycle because of all these problems they've had with the motorcycle. And they let the group know, I'm out. I'm out of this group because I sold mine. You knuckleheads, good luck having this model of this motorcycle.
When they could have just left.
When they could have just
left the group.
So then you'll see somebody say, this is not an airport. No need to announce your departure.
Okay, I get that.
Right. I've never said it, but I've seen it. So many, many more, which makes me believe I'm on social media way too often.
Or Facebook, apparently.
Pam PJ in Plano. Hey, Pam's our neighbor. God's country.
And finally.
Okay, here's the last one. This is a follow-up letter, as I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, from our new very best customer, Joshua, Good Strong JC. Subject, you got anything else? Dear Kellie and Allen, when I let each of my department heads go from our morning meeting today with, okay, insert your name here. You got anything else? And realize that I say that daily. I thought, what other podcast references do I make frequently? I'm a licensed nursing home administrator, by the way. So here are the podcast things he says, and then he catches himself. He's like, oh.
I wonder if when he says that to the people he's with, if it's equally as annoying as I find it. Asking for a friend.
Every time someone says friends, I think that's friends without the R. Get it, babe. Kill them slugs.
No longer a sponsor, FYI.
Well, there's no longer any sponsors.
Yeah, that's true.
When someone does something consistently, especially my son and girlfriend, I call it their bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your bit.
It's your bit. You forgetting stuff, your bit. Ailments, your bit. Falling down.
We are going to have
falling
words.
Down, your bit.
We're going to have words about that third motorcycle.
Okay, whatever.
We will after the podcast.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll explain to you again what the deal is with that. Shitty things are called a whipping.
A whipping?
A whipping. Like, that's a whipping. Like, oh, it's just such a whooping. I say a whooping or a whipping.
Yeah, I guess you do. I'd say whooping more
like,
than whipping.
Like, oh, driving down to the...
What a whip.
Oh,
what a whip.
Yeah, driving down to that party
right?
down the tollway in the rain. That was a whooping. That was a whipping. It was a whip. Yeah. When someone calls me boss, I think, amen, bah.
That's cute.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And you hate being called boss. When a waiter or a wait person, what am I supposed to say? A server says, "You got it, boss." You don't like that.
Well, boss is Cole's generation. Boss is not my generation.
You don't like it.
It's fine. It's just like when someone from Cole's generation addresses someone from my generation, maybe sir, Mr. Evans may be more appropriate.
Boss doesn't bother me.
My generation would be dude. What's up, dude? Or man.
Would you be okay with a young whippersnapper saying, "You got it, dude"? You got it, boss.
Then that would sound...
I think boss sounds more respectful than dude.
Boss? I don't know. I mean, I don't care that much. It's just, it sounds funny to me. I call milk.
Oh,
well, let me try it again. I call milk.
So annoying.
I say milk. And while we're on, okay, sorry, let me finish the letter. Finish it, and then I'm going to, speaking of Cole, I'm going to bring up one more thing, and then we're going to call it a podcast.
Okay.
Sorry about another Allen-centric letter, Kelly, but
okay.
But you are the multimillionaire star of a nationally syndicated radio show with 2 podcasts, and my man only has 1 podcast to hang his hat on. Love you both desperately. Your very best customer, Josh Cross, a.k.a. Good Strong JC.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh. Love you desperately.
Yeah.
Love you desperately.
I thought I was going to be doing another podcast with my friend to talk about Real Housewives of New Jersey, but that's kind of dissipated because I like talking about Real Housewives, but I don't know if anybody keeps up that listens to A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. But, they just announced there's not going to be a reunion because this season has been so toxic and awful. So I don't know what's going to happen. But I thought about launching a podcast to talk about my reality programs, my Bravo Real Housewives, but I don't know. That's still up in the air. So maybe I'll have 3 is my point.
Okay.
You want to say something about Cole?
Oh, yeah. So Cole and I, we're always just talking about silly stuff. And you know how I am with the English language. I'm like, why can't we just say things the way they're spelled? And I'm like, for example, so Cole and I are talking about this. I'm like, for example, buddy, I said, if there's a dude in your class and he spells his name S-E-A-N, that dude is seen. It's not Sean, because Sean would be S-H-A-W-N or S-H-O-N.
Or S-H-A-U-N.
Yeah, okay. But S-E-A-N is seen.
Well, it's
because
Sean.
Well, then why isn't J-E-A-N John?
It is in France.
Oui, oui.
Because Sean in Ireland is S-E-A-N because of
in where?
Sinead, like Sinead O'Connor is S-I-N.
But J-E-A-N, I'm talking about here in the good old USA.
Yeah, but we know
J-E-A-N.
we're a melting pot.
J-E-A-N is Jean.
But I know a Frenchman named Jean-Claude.
Good eye, mate. Which would mean S-E-A-N would be seen.
I get your logic there, and that's why English is such a difficult language for people to learn.
I don't know. These are the kind of things we talk about when we're sitting there at Starbucks waiting for, before we go. I take them to school. School's out now, but these are the kind of things we talk about.
Well, thanks for sharing that with the rest of us.
It was
very helpful.
The weirdness with the English language and a lot of sports. I'm trying to get Cole to appreciate that the guys that played in the NBA in like the 80s and 90s, they were the GOATs. Michael, those guys.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Not Luka's good, but he's not the GOAT yet. He's a good player, but he's not the GOAT yet. What do you think?
I will agree with you on that. I love Michael Jordan.
You just don't want to.
I love to watch Kyrie Irving play. I think he's a lot of fun to watch play.
He really
I like
is.
him. I just think Luka, if he wasn't playing for the Mavericks, we'd probably be making fun of him for being a crybaby too. He does cry a lot and whine and flop and stuff. But,
Whoa!
Well, he does. He's a big flopper.
Whoa!
Well, that's just honest.
You think Luka flops a lot?
Oh, that's like soccer players. They flop and carry on,
Well, I think that's
But if he played for another team, we'd all be like, look at that whining crybaby. But because he's our guy, we're like, oh, it's just Luka being cute.
I think that's the Euro thing, the European players.
I don't know. I like watching Kyrie. I think he's a lot of fun to watch. And Luka's fun to watch too, only because he's a Maverick.
All right.
You have to remember, he's only like, 25?
25.
His brain is not even fully developed yet. Isn't it like 27,
That
they
is
say?
crazy.
27, 28, when your brain is fully developed. He's still like a kid. He's got so many fun. There were so many cute videos of him online just goofing around and stuff because he's really just a kid. So I give him a break for that.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Real quick. Real quick. If you're looking for something to do, I've found, my mother and I every day we play Wordle. We play Quordle. And we play Blossom. So
I don't know what that is.
So Wordle, everybody should know. You have 5 or 6. You have 6 chances to guess a mystery word, right? And you have 6 chances, and that's Wordle. With Quordle, it's 4 different panels, so you still have the same. No, you have 9 guesses, I believe, because you're working. Yeah, it's 9 guesses. So you have 4 frames, and you have to figure out all 4. There's even an octortle. But Mama doesn't want to play that one. But Octortle is pretty fun. Matt Damon was in an Octortle group. I remember him talking about that. So with that one, you have to solve 8 puzzles. I think that's the maximum. Well, underneath the Quordle, there are a bunch of different games you can play. And I found a new one that I am obsessed with. It is driving me nuts.
Obsessed?
I am. And that's also a very big annoying thing that influencers say, like, this blouse, I am obsessed. This skin cream, I am obsessed. But I'm not saying like that. I'm like literally obsessed with it. It's called Pilfer.
Pilfer?
pilfer. And I guess the best way to describe it is it's sort of like Scrabble. Weren't you telling me that? Was that you? Or was somebody else was telling me?
Wasn't me.
So they randomly put you with people to play with, up to 4. Sometimes I get in there and it's just me and one other person. You can also play the computer until you learn how it works, because at first it takes you a minute. But the maximum you can be facing is 3 other opponents. And you don't know who each other is. You've got these little icons. I have no idea if I'm playing men, women, where they're from in the country. I have no idea, but I'm playing against them. And so you have 60 letter tiles, and they drop down one at a time. And you try to create words. But when the next word comes, so like if the word is, like if the word's letters rat, R-A-T came down, and the next letter came down was an E, my opponent could really quickly type in rate, and they would get the points and steal it from me. So it's stealing. It's called, pilfering. I know that sounds difficult, but y'all, this game has got me hooked so hard. It's going to be my next Candy Crush that I'm going to have to quit cold turkey, I'm afraid. But I'm loving it so far. I'm on the beginner level because I'm still trying to get my bearings, and sometimes I smoke everybody in there. I just smoke them. Mm-hmm. And then the next one I play, somebody comes along and kicks my butt. And I'm like, y'all should move up to you can't talk to them. You cannot talk to them. So there's no bullying. There's no nothing. But I just want to say, you need to move up to intermediate and leave the beginners down here alone. Anyway, if you want to try it, let me know what you think. You're going to be mad at me, or you're going to hate it and never play it again. But it's called Pilfer. But see, I love word games. That's my thing. Do you play any games at all?
None come to mind. I love word games. I mean, I play those games and I just kick everybody's ass, and then it's no fun.
Okay, try Pilfer.
And then I quit.
Try Pilfer, because you'll kick everybody's butts, and then somebody will come back and kick yours, and it's so frustrating. But I also do like the Washington Post crossword puzzle every day online, because that's free. So anyway, that's just a couple of things.
Yeah, I don't play any online games really. No, not too much. No, just golf.
Anyway, that's it.
Game wise,
that's all. Oh, and Connections game. They play that at work a lot too. I forget to play it some days though, but that's what I'm up to. If you're looking for a new fun game to play.
All right, babe. Well, you got anything else?
No, I think I've said enough.
Okay. Well, I love you desperately.
Love you.
Love our listeners desperately.
Love y'all.
Love Jason Momoa and Blaine and Meile vodka desperately.
We need to buy a bottle and prove it.
Well, as soon as we can get our hands on it, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I guess it's in our liquor stores. I don't know. I haven't been in a liquor store since our Memorial Day party.
Love Larry Allen desperately.
I know.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one.
I feel sad for his family,
Yeah.
his Cowboy family, and his wife and children.
I know
sad.
That was a tough one if you're a Cowboys fan. But I am sure we will podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.